You do not need more friends. You need more strangers. And if that sounds backwards, think about this. The last time something really changed your life, a job, a place to live, a person you fell for, who gave it to you? Probably not your best friend. Probably not the person you text every day. Probably someone you barely knew. Someone you met once. Someone whose name you almost forgot. Your close friends, the ones you trust most, have never once handed you an opportunity that changed everything. And there is a hard reason why. Start with what everyone believes. We live in a world that tells you friends are everything. Your inner circle, your ride or dies. The 5 people you spend the most time with shape your whole life. It sounds right, it feels right, but it is mostly wrong. In 1973, a sociologist named Mark Granovetter did something strange. He asked people in Boston how they found their jobs. Not through job boards, not through family, not through close friends, through people they barely knew, an old coworker they had not spoken to in years, a neighbor they waved at sometimes, a friend of a friend they met at a party once. Granovetter called these weak ties, people you know but not well, and he found something that broke the common sense wide open. Most jobs, most opportunities, most of the big turns in people's lives came from weak ties, not strong ones. Your best friend did not get you that job. The person you forgot you knew did. Why? Because your close friends already know what you know. They live in the same world. They hear the same news. They talk to the same people. If there is an opportunity floating around your group, everyone in your group already knows about it. Your friends are not hiding things from you. They simply do not have anything to give you that you do not already have. Strangers do. Strangers live in different worlds. They hear different news. They know different people. They have different problems, different skills, different rooms for rent, different jobs opening up. One conversation with a stranger can hand you something your entire friend group never could, because your friends keep you safe. Strangers move you forward. But this is not just about jobs. Go back much further. About 30 million years ago, the ancestors of primates started living in bigger groups, not pairs, not small families. Groups of 50, 150. A man named Dunbar counted how many stable relationships different primates could keep track of. He found a pattern. The bigger the primate brain, the bigger the group. For humans, the number is about 150. That is how many people you can know as people. Not faces, not names. People you understand well enough to trust or distrust, help or avoid, work with or work around. But here is the catch. Out of those 150, only about 5 are intimate, the ones you would tell anything. The rest are not close friends. They are not enemies. They are the people in between. The person you borrow tools from. The person who tells you when the river is low. The person who knows someone who needs a worker. For most of human history, these people were not optional. They were the reason you survived. Hunter-gatherers did not live in tight little families. They lived in camps of 30 to 50 people, connected to other camps of 30 to 50 people, spread across a web of 150 or so. Your close friends kept you warm at night. The people you barely knew kept you fed, informed, and alive. If your camp ran out of meat, you needed to know someone in another camp who had extra. If a stranger walked into your camp with a new tool, a new story, a new warning, you needed to listen. Not because you liked them, because they had something you did not. Now, look at your life. You probably live in a city or a town with thousands of people, maybe millions. You pass more strangers in a day than your ancestors met in a month, and you ignore almost all of them. You look at your phone in the elevator. You wear headphones on the bus. You order food without speaking to anyone. You work from home and see the same 5 faces. Your brain was built for a village of 150. You are living in a city of millions. And your brain does not know what to do with that. It thinks strangers are threats. It thinks safety comes from shrinking your circle. It thinks the answer to feeling alone is to pull your close friends even closer. But that is the exact opposite of what you need. Your brain is running old software. In a village of 150, strangers were rare and risky. In a city of millions, strangers are everywhere and necessary. The person who changes your life is not hiding in your group chat. They are standing in line behind you at the coffee shop. They are the person you never spoke to at the gym. They are the neighbor you have waved at for 2 years and never learned the name of. Here is what actually happens when you talk to strangers. In 2014, a group of researchers sent people out into public spaces with one instruction. Talk to the person next to you. Not your friend, not your partner, the stranger. The people who did it were terrified beforehand. They predicted awkwardness, rejection, embarrassment. Afterward, they reported the opposite. They felt happier, more awake, more connected. Even the people who were forced to do it, who did not want to, felt better after. The strangers did not become their new best friends. They did not need to. A 5-minute conversation with someone you will never see again can give you more energy than a whole evening with people you already know. Because new people wake your brain up. Old people put it to sleep. Not because they are boring, because they are predictable. And your brain is built to notice what is new. So why does it feel so hard? Because your brain is confused. It evolved for a world where strangers were rare and mostly dangerous. It did not evolve for a world where you need to ask a stranger for directions, get a job from a stranger's friend, rent a room from a stranger, fall in love with a stranger you met online. Every time you avoid a stranger, you are following an instinct that made sense 50,000 years ago and breaking an instinct that would make your life better today. Think about the loneliest you have ever felt. Was it when you had no friends? Or was it when you were surrounded by people and spoke to none of them? Loneliness is not a shortage of close friends. It is a shortage of weak ties. It is the feeling of living in a crowd and being invisible to all of it. Your ancestors did not feel this way. They could not afford to. In a camp of 30 people, ignoring everyone meant death. In a city of millions, ignoring everyone means you can still eat, still sleep, still survive. But something else dies. The part of you that needs to be seen by people who do not already know your story. Your friends know you. That is their job. Strangers do not know you. That is their power. They see you fresh. They react to what you show them, not what they remember. They ask questions your friends stopped asking years ago. A stranger can tell you something about yourself that your friends never noticed. A stranger can hand you an opportunity your friends never heard of. A stranger can make you feel real in a way that familiar faces cannot. Not because your friends are failing you, because your friends have already given you everything they have, and strangers have not even started. So here is the other reason. The reason you feel stuck, the reason you feel alone, even when you are not. The reason your life stopped moving forward. It is not because you need better friends. It is because you stopped talking to people you do not know. Your brain thinks strangers are the problem. Your brain is wrong. Strangers are the only people left who can still surprise you. The next time you are in a room full of people, put your phone away. The next time someone stands next to you in line, say something. The next time you feel lonely in a crowd, remember this. You are not surrounded by threats. You are surrounded by people who have not yet given you what you need. And they never will if you do not let them try.